Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Crunkest Show in social media history. I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone. I got my man in the building today, Donovan Sadiq. I got the queen, Demetra Kate, and I am the 5-star general. Say, man, it's going down, man. These people, they losing their mind over Kamala. R. Kelly, they done found that money, man. Man, you getting busted every day, homie. You better slow it down. And me, I'm with fixing the black family. We gonna talk about it today, y'all. Say, man, I want to welcome you to another exciting edition of the War Zone and welcome you into the house that you helped build. And as we normally say, we want to thank you for tuning in because you could be anywhere else because you don't have to be here, but you're the greatest audience in the world. So I'm going to start it off like that, turn it over to Demetra. What you got going on?
Well, hello, everybody. I hope you're having a fabulous, what's today, Thursday? It's Thursday already? Oh, my God. Time goes by so fast. So I hope you're having a fabulous Thursday. Welcome to the Thursday night edition of the War Zone. We were supposed to have Walter, but for whatever reason, we got he got his signals crossed. And so we'll have him on next week. But anyway, we're going to just kind of do a variety show today, if you will. We're going to talk about a whole host of things. And if you guys can think of something, please feel free to throw it in the comment section. And if we see it, we'll talk about it. So anyway, one thing I want to lead off with, I don't know if you guys was able to see in the news. Yesterday was reported that a mother was shot dead in front of her 10-year-old daughter's entire class, right? Well, you guys also know that the kids are going to school via Zoom because they are distance learning, if you will. And so the 10-year-olds, well, hello there.
Hey,
he is coming. Yeah, no, he is here.
My neighborhood is on fire, so I'm gonna be here for a few minutes, and I gotta take off. And long story, but I'm here. What's happening?
Take care of what you need to take care of. We can always do next week.
I got a few minutes. I mean, I won't let you down.
All right.
What's up,
so I just want to just briefly, talk about that. So anyway, the mother's ex-boyfriend got into her house somehow and shot her to death while her whole classroom, the 10-year-old's classroom, was on Zoom with her. And he murdered her also in front of her 6 children that were in the house. So the teacher tried her best, she tried to mute it and everything, but they all heard the gunshots and things like that. And so I just wanted to say, that's a whole nother level now of things we have to think about. These poor children are going to school online and, the rest of the classroom and themselves, now their whole house is on display, if you will. Because normally when children, Gary, you're, in the school system a lot. So, a lot of times when kids go to school, you don't get to see all the stuff they're dealing with at the house. But now, as I said, due to this coronavirus pandemic, it's opened up a whole other world for not only the classroom to look inside of, or the student to look inside of the classroom, but now the classroom is able to look inside of the house. And so I would just say, I don't know if that was avoidable. It doesn't sound like they were together for at least a year and a half. But, think about those things when your children are going to school online. If you need to get them up or, fight with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, your husband or wife, why don't you wait until they're not online in school, because they have a lot of other stuff to deal with. But it's a very unfortunate situation. They did end up catching the ex-boyfriend, and obviously he admitted to doing it. So.
Well, that's why next Wednesday night we have some very special guests coming on the show. Kind of listened and took an idea that I've been talking about for a minute. Reuniting the black family, rebuilding the black family. A lot of this stuff is happening because our people have been traumatized for over 400 years. So next Wednesday night, these good people are going to unveil this organization that's going to be nationwide, and it's designed to repair and rebuild the black family. I need y'all to tune in, call your folk. Bottom line is Got good info for me. I give you all the info you need. I mean, the stuff Walter teaches us, what Demetri and Donovan teaches us every night, all this is kind of incorporated into their brand new organization. It's a very diverse organization, by the way. But I think that the top board of directors are African Americans, and their senior advisory board is very, very diverse. And I think a lot of this is going on, Dimitri, because as I said, we've been traumatized. These families have been traumatized, and it's time for us to sit down and think about what we need to do to help repair the black family. We have to repair the black family. We have to teach the brothers, if it didn't work out with the sister, just walk away. You don't have to hurt her and hurt the children. This is what that organization is about. I applaud these good people for taking that idea and running with it. And they're gonna be here next week to unveil it. But they're not just unveiling it in one state. They're unveiling it in 6 different states. Wow. That's all I can say. Donovan?
Absolutely. Well, welcome everybody to the War Zone, the best conversation on the internet. I want to just give a big shout out to the Damian Jones podcast. For those of you guys that missed it, Demetra K was on that show and she was tearing it up. It is a must watch. It is on YouTube. Go to her channel, check it out. But you guys know when I'm on the show, I talk about the money. Cut me the damn check. I'm like my friend here, Walter. It's about the money. And the nation's wealthiest black man says corporate America should consider slavery reparations. And he's saying that it should be considered very seriously. He says, what is the right thing to do? So we got to keep our foots on their necks and just keep this going. If you don't ask, what's that saying? Closed mouths don't get fed. So we have to keep asking and keep telling them this is what we want. And if you watch the show with Demetra, the Damian podcast, and I'm telling you, that was a good show. You guys need to check it out because you had a great conversation between the old, the new, and the future of young ladies that were on this show. And at the end of the show, one of the panelists was an older lady, and she was like, Demetra, we got to hook up, or let me hear what your ideas. And she said, what do you want? And Demetra was like, reparations. Because she kept asking, well, what is it you guys want? What do you want us to do? And Demetra just told her, reparations, da-da-da-da. She just rolled it. So kudos to you, Demetra. It was a really good show. I taught you well.
Say, man, I mean, when they rocking with us, man, this Magic, Jordan, and Bird, they gonna figure it out sooner or later, man. We the best in the business. But hold on a second, man. What the hell is going on with R. Kelly, man? R. Kelly been hiding the bag.
Well, from what it looks like, they said that they found an account with $1.2 million in it. So he's not broke, but now he is broke because they found the account. So, yeah, a lot of stuff is unfolding. But Walter, I know we don't have a lot of time with you here. But I wanted to talk about, and maybe you guys too, what is your best advice for couples, whether they're married or in a relationship, for saving money? What are your top five ways of couples saving money? Because we know oftentimes couples don't make it because of money. Isn't money like listed the number one reason why couples fight and don't make it? So, and I know I'm throwing it at you on a whim, but top 5.
Well, I'll just start naming them off. First of all, what you need to do, and I had a conversation with a nice black couple last night, and really this goes for all couples, is to both of you, be it whatever it is, if there's 2 of you, sit down, stop, take once a month and go through your checking account. I did this with the family last night. I said, get out your checking account. Let's go online and go through your checking account. And it was like, oh, hell no. What the hell was that? When did you do that? That ain't mine. Oh, like you spending $400 on hamburgers. I mean, it was on and on and on. The point I'm making is get together, find out where you stand. Do the hard part is go through your bank statements, your credit cards, and go highlight what you spent your money. I promise you, if you do that, it will help you. Because what's happening is a lot of people will say, oh, I can't save money. I can't save money. That is just not true. If you're a human being on this planet and you make $1 a day, you can save 10 cents a day, or you are going to be poor. There's no other way about it. Now, Derek, that's a good point. People, so let's leads me to my second point is let each other know where you stand. And Black men, we have to be the head of household. We keep waiting on our women to do it. I tell people 95% of my clients are women. Men, for whatever reason, him and ha, and they spend forever trying to try to talk to one of us. It takes 20 times to get one step done. So we as the Black man need to take control of the money. Because a lot of people that I talk to, the wife will say, oh, he's not involved. Oh, he's not in my shit. Well, I'm not telling him, or he's not really interested. He just do his thing, and I take care of everything. So as a couple, you guys need to find out where you stand, go through your statements together. You guys are going to have to open up. Otherwise, it's going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. The other thing, what I would do is I would set up a joint account. Here come the J word, but open a joint account and you guys each put money in it every time you get paid. Period. See, here's the deal. And I don't know about you, but I'm not going to, if my woman is working, she is going to contribute to our future. Period. Now it depends on our arrangement, but like, especially I'm a flip, right? If I'm a man, and I am, and if my woman is working, I need to make sure that I am contributing. At least I'm going first, and then we together should put money into a joint account. That way we can see our money growing together. You know what I find is a lot of times with Black couples, the brother man has been hustling all his life. He ain't got shit. She's the one with the pensions and all the money. And I see that over and over and over with these couples. And so I think, and women, hold your man accountable. Stop telling him he don't have to be involved. He does need to be involved. You guys, he is the rock. He is the head of household. So you need to make sure that you hold each other accountable. Go through your stuff, write it down, highlight it. I promise it will help you. And here's what I want you to do. Look in the mirror. And if you're not saving 10% of your income, I want you to say, I ain't shit. Every time you get paid, if you don't take 10% and save it somewhere, I want you to say, I ain't shit. I don't love my family. I love Burger King, cigarettes, and BMWs that we cannot afford more than I love my kids and my future, and me being 70 years old and not having a pot to piss in. Write it on the mirror. I ain't shit every time you get paid. And I guarantee you, sooner or later, you'll get past the point of pistivity. I think that's the word my sister uses, right? So, because what I had to do is start getting mad at myself. Like, Walter, as a grown man, how do you expect reparations? How do you expect people to follow you if you aren't saving enough money yourself? Doesn't have to go in the bank, doesn't have to be in life insurance, all of it. What if you start a business? What if you just, I don't know, buy something? Like, I had one client and he's trying to buy a piece of property. I said, dude, at this moment, I don't care what the property is really worth. You say it's worth more than you're getting it for, pull the trigger. Even if the land is, even if it's worth, even if it's not a deal, it's something about owning something that makes us a better person. Do you see what I'm saying? You know, sometimes you could drive through the neighborhood and you can tell who the renters are, right? By the way they take care of the stuff. And that's not all the time, but a lot of times you can tell, right? So I think, and here's something you can write down if you want. Rich people say, I cannot have bills because I save. Poor people say, I cannot save because I have bills. Somebody that I spoke to who started a very large company, matter of fact, his name is Monty Holmes. He started a finance company, World Financial, that me and Gary used to belong to. And he goes, Walter, there is no expense in my house that will ever be bigger than my investment. Here's what he means. If my car payment is $600 a month, I'm saving at least $700. Right now, he didn't really go into the mortgage because I know a lot of people, the mortgages are bigger. But like your car payments, your credit card payments should never be bigger than your savings account. Also, for couples, as you start saving money together, it will make you closer. Couples that have money saved together tend to stay together because honestly, it's hard to leave somebody when you just saved up a bunch of money together. Sometimes you get stuck just trying to separate the account. You say, forget it, let's just work it out, right? Because it takes too much to divide up the land and the money and the house. That's why you get a lot of couples that end up making it through because they own something together. So I don't know how many that is on the list, but those are some of the things you want to do. And you guys, you have to get to the point where you are saving money. I don't care, you guys, with the reparation talk, that's cute. And let me tell you why I say it's cute. They're not even talking about it right now. Like, reparations is not even on the docket. And Joe Biden made it very clear, it wasn't me, I wasn't here, it ain't my fault. So he's not doing it, and Trump's not doing it, right? So what we're going to need to do is create our own reparation. Like I promise you guys, start out by saving 10% of everything you make, and then let the rest of the bills fall where they may. You will work it out, period. So that's kind of my advice. Go ahead.
And before you leave, what are some of the reasons that you've heard in your 20 plus year career as a financial advisor as to why people don't like to be transparent with their mate in regards to their finances?
Because they're doing wrong, or they're getting ready to leave. One of those. I mean, because really, why wouldn't you want the love of your life to know what you're doing for her or doing for him, right? So if you're not transparent with your spouse, then I mean, you have a problem. I mean, you don't have to. Well, I was gonna say you don't have to tell them everything, but I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I keep stuff to myself." Well, you planning to fail. Now, my woman doesn't know everything that I have, but and ain't nobody gonna ever know everything, but they have an idea of what I have, right? I'm not saying you can't have some stuff to the side, but like, and when I say to the side, it's just my stuff, especially if you come into a relationship with money, then if anything, that's the money that you leave where it was, right? Because, you need to have a security blanket. But if you guys are together and you built it from scratch, then you guys should be transparent, right? Or agree to have your own money. Like what you should do is when you get paid, say, hey, babe, you know what? I'm taking $200 a week and I'm putting it over here and it's mine. Don't ever talk about it. And you do the same. You could do that.
Now,
but it should.
Where does embarrassment come in at? Because maybe somebody's embarrassed to show their partner or whatever, their account or their finances. Where does that come in in the scheme of things?
Well, a lot of times people, they're just not upfront. Like, for instance, if you have bad credit, you don't want your girl to know. So what you should be doing is working on it. You realize you can fix your credit in 60 to 90 days. You can improve your credit score. It's not even complicated. And I tell people this, but they don't start. So a lot of times, though, they don't want the girl to know that they don't have any money. So you're going to find out sooner or later, right? And so when you start saving, even if you say, hey, girl, you know what? I'm broke. I ain't got it, right? But you know what I am doing is I am saving money every time I get paid, and I'm working on my credit, and here are my goals. Then somebody is more likely to be on your side. But if you're just ducking, shucking and jiving, and you're not doing anything, and you just don't keep doing it the same way, you're going to be embarrassed. But one day that is going to hurt you. So
all right. Gary has a question for you.
Go for it.
No, I ain't got no question.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake, because my neighborhood is on fire. I don't know if you guys see the smoke over to the west, but that's...
Yes, do your thing. Do your thing. Be safe. If you need something.
Yeah, if I get a chance, I'll pop back in. But I'm going to deal with this, and then I'll be watching too.
Okay, let me know
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for those out there that don't know, in California about this, it's an early season, but we have fires every year, and these are either pissed off people or people who just discard stuff out, and we get massive fires. So.
You ready, Gary?
Run with it.
Say, man, it's the 5-star general live from the war zone, and I need you to rock with the candidate that the war zone is endorsing, my man David Newell, Judge, Criminal Court of Appeals, Place 9.
The definition of insanity. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
So when you go into the voting booth this November, make sure you know who you can count on. Those are the people who deserve your vote. The people that have been there time and time again and that have served your needs. So again, make sure you go in there and check the box for who you can count on.
Tell them 5-star sent you. Say, man, it's the 5-star general live from the war zone, and I need you to rock with the candidate.
Say, we're back, man. We're getting better every day. We're getting better every day. Just better every day.
That was nice. That was good. That was a good one. That was good.
David Newell's a good guy, man. You really need to consider him. Had the opportunity to sit down, drink coffee with him, and talk with him. And we just need a change, man. Research these candidates. Research these candidates. Now, you're talking about reparations. I saw what I consider the dumbest video of all time this morning. Some girl equating looting stores to reparations. I know people have seen that. I know people have seen that video. The one of the young lady trying to equate robbing and looting stores to reparations. Little mama, that's stealing. That's stealing. And you're gonna go to jail for stealing. What's wrong with our people, Donovan?
Well, I'm going to just say this. It just seems to me a lot of people take a certain situation and it's an opportunity. And then they take that opportunity to, something that is maybe positive, and they take it and they just run with it. Matter of fact, my mom actually told me today, did you guys hear that they actually, Mom, what was that? They found the guy that was breaking windows and stuff. Yeah, they caught him, right? Yeah, so they exposed those people. You guys remember during the George Floyd thing in Minnesota, and the 5-star was there. They saw people breaking windows and kind of aggravating the crowd. They found that those were police officers, and they actually have a couple in custody, and they're going to be doing whatever they do to those guys. But I just think it's opportunity.
Hold on a second, because when I was in Minneapolis and I said that was a cop, right. When I said his name, people said I was crazy. Understand something. I got some cold people on my team, man. We go get that info. I told y'all there was a cop doing that.
Yes, absolutely. And like I said, I just think people take advantage of a situation because they're really not down for the cause. You got to put the work in. Some people would rather just take the easy path, but you can say reparations, but at the end of the day, it equates to stealing.
I just found it to be the dumbest video in the world. I mean, sometimes we need to think before we open our mouths. So if that is reparations, and you stealing to survive, according to her, what is it that you're gonna steal out of Macy's to survive with? Can you eat a polo shirt? Can you eat some Victoria's Secrets? Oh, I know what you can do. Maybe you can drink some of that fancy cologne that you stole. Man, our people need to stop. The black family needs to be rebuilt and reunited. I'm telling y'all what the problem is.
Yeah, that is totally ridiculous. But at the end of the day, it's a lack of education for her to even say something as silly as it's reparations. It's stealing, you know. And I get it. They stole us, and maybe she thinks, well, we can steal from them, but we are in the land, their land, if you will, with rules that benefit them. And so it's ridiculous. And, you know, unfortunately, she's probably going to do some time for taking it upon herself to get her own reparations via, like you said, a polo shirt or some, you know, I don't know, whatever they have at Macy's. Macy's is not my thing. But it's just a lack of education to even think that's cool. And, you know, and she's probably dead serious and thinking, hey, you know, it was for me to take. They did something to me. I'm going to do something to them. But yeah, please, you know, educate your kids. Get inside your kids' minds and teach them what they should be doing opposed to what they should not be doing.
I get it with where we come from and what we've been through. What the hell them people did to you? Young lady, what they did to you? I'm just trying to figure, you know, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. I'm 2 cans short of a 6-pack. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm really not there all the time. But what have they done to you? You know, we're trying to make some progress. And this is what killed me. They labeled her a Black Lives Matter supporter. So here's my thing. If Black Lives Matter doesn't support this type of foolishness, when is their leadership going to step up and denounce it? That's all I'm asking. Because in all actuality, you know how some of these old folk is? Man, they making us look bad. Yeah, you is. And honestly, and you know, I'm working on me, Demetri. That's some end. That's what that is. That's some F-boy doing something like that, man. We can't make no progress. And whatever y'all do, if y'all want to go out and loot and burn up things, don't burn up the Popeyes chicken. I got to get my fix on Tuesdays, man. But I'm going to tell you this here. I'm going to be honest. I love you good black folk, good white folk, my good Latinos. But ain't no black people burning up no Popeyes chicken. You say what you want. We know where we get our food on Tuesday.
It's us vegans that are doing it.
Y'all probably is. Ain't nobody trying to eat them lettuce sandwiches all day.
Okay. Well, I just want to add, every time there's a protest and an uprising, I am just so thankful that that child support office is so safe and secured and all the other good stuff.
They missing a bunch of important offices. They could go down there to that tax office. They go down there to you know, to the child support office.
Fannie Mae, Sally Mae, all of them.
They could go to all them, but y'all just around here burning up the most valuable commodities in the black community, the Popeyes. Say, bro, say, if I ever catch you out there with your little Molotov cocktail, I'm gonna set your ass on fire. You ain't gonna keep burning up all the chicken, man.
Well, so before we go to our next topic, I just want to say, Gary, I want to touch upon something you said, because it is a lot of, I want to say it's just the older black people, but it's some black people say, well, that's why white people don't like us. Well, that's why they don't respect us. And it's like, really? You think that's why they don't respect us? How about loading Africans on the slave boat to come over here and, you know, endure the most heinous things possible? Was that respectful? I think disrespect of black people started way before some looting went on. So it's like, educate yourself.
No, and I totally agree with you. But the other night y'all was sleeping, I had something on my mind, so I did a video called "Own Your Say, man, we know some of the stuff we doing ain't right. Some of the things that we doing just ain't right. And what that does, and I'm not going to belabor the point, the ones of us that are out there really working in the community, all over the country, putting the work in. Every time you go do something like today in Minneapolis, I get a call, 2-year-old gets shot because mom and dad arguing and fighting. Say, man, own your... Ain't you can't blame that on the white man. That ain't got nothing to do with poverty. You know, when you're henpecked and you can't handle when they don't want you, just go. Just go, bro. But we can't keep giving them passes on some of the dumb stuff that they doing, because some of this just does not make sense. And I can't, I'm just speaking for me. I can't find a reason to support some of this foolishness, because, you know, we always screaming no justice, no peace. You see what I'm saying? But if you don't have no peace, you ain't gonna get no justice when you get downtown.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. You know, the old folks, so my dad, you know, he always says you can't teach what you don't know. And so, you know, of course, we're not making excuses, but if that's all a person knows, that's all their environment entails is violence and drama, and, you know, the mama fighting with the daddy and the daddy fighting with the mama, and, you know, just a whole bunch of stuff. That's what they end up teaching, unless for whatever reason they get next to some, or somebody gets next to them and shows them something differently. But, you know, unfortunately, the cycles just, you know, repeat. I mean, what on earth would make you think you should pull out a gun? First of all, on your baby mama, whoever she is, and then especially with the child there, that's just like, I mean, in some places, I guess people think that's normal. I don't know. I don't have an explanation for it either, but yeah, people will not teach what they don't know.
You know, being in them streets for a while back in the day, it was two things I'm not finna kill you over. I'm not finna kill you over no money, and I ain't finna kill you over no woman. Because if I go kill you over that woman, I'm gonna be locked up in that cell, and she gonna be screwing all my partners. So I'm not finna do it. If that's what you've been waiting on from Gary W. Monroe, it ain't never happened, and it ain't never gonna happen. And as far as money goes, it's too much money out there for you to kill somebody over, especially if you're getting it illegally. But you're killing somebody over some illegal money. I just don't understand it.
Well, so let's go head over to our other topic. And you guys have probably seen this as well. But basically, you guys all know that Kamala Harris has been selected for the Democratic vice presidency, the nominee, rather. And so I've seen this a lot. And so, fellas, you can tell me if you've seen it as well. A lot of people are equating Black men's displeasure, if you will, with her being the nominee with they hate Black women. Oh, you're trying to tear Black women down. I can't tell you how many times I haven't been on Facebook really at all today, but I've seen it a lot since, you know, it was known that she was going to be the vice president nominee, if you will, that if you as a Black man say, hey, you know, whatever, I don't like that they chose her, I don't like her policies, this, that, and the other, right away somebody will assume you're tearing Black women down. And I've actually had somebody post that under some of my posts, that, you know, disagreeing with Kamala being the selection is tearing Black women down. And so I'm trying to figure out, how does that equate? Can I not like a person and a person, you know, what they've done and still not be tearing them down? What do you guys think?
I think that at this moment, because of where this country is, because of our leadership, and people being dissatisfied with our leadership, anybody that goes against Kamala as an African American, they're gonna have a reason to attack. You know, it's great that a Black woman is able to run for that particular position. It is great, you know, but from my standpoint, I don't agree with it. But I'm not gonna sit here and let you tell me I'm tearing her down because I don't agree with her policies or I don't agree with her prior work record. No, that's just me being an independent person, an independent thinker, knowing in my heart she does not represent what what would directly affect me. But I'm not gonna tear the sister down. She didn't, however she did it, she made her way there. Some of y'all have never run for vice president of the Glee Club. So, when it's all said and done, I mean, some people need to understand that just because people may not go with Kamala or Biden, we're not sellouts. We're not tearing Black people down. We just have a difference of opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. And Demetra knows my stance on the Kamala thing, because me and Demetra talked about Kamala last year when she ran in the presidential election, and she came in. She was picked to come in the third in the California primary, so she couldn't even bring her home state. And California is full of electoral votes, which is very important if you're running for president. So, don't get me wrong. I'm one that thinks Trump needs to go. Absolutely, without a doubt, the man is running the country like he runs his businesses, into the ground, no doubt. But independently thinking, I don't think this is the ticket that's going to win. That's just my opinion, based on the base is not energized in the Democratic Party. The progressives are pissed off. The Bernie-crats are pissed. I mean, it's not uniting the party. She polled on the day that she was picked, 37% approval of the pick. 37%. Nobody's excited about this. So everybody, well, hold your nose and vote and do what you got. A lot of people are not going to do that. I don't think this ticket's going to win. I mean, good luck. That's all I can say.
I think, dog, that, a lot of people want us to forgive her for what, may have been in her past. If you know that you want to be a career politician, that, then you have to make sure that you are always on the right side of everything. They do things, they say things because they have political protection. Then 4 or 5 years later, you want to run for Senate and Congress, and then you may want to run for president or vice president or whatever. So you can't get mad at us for telling you the truth. We've not lied on this lady at all. So I think that, yeah, we should forgive her. We should forgive her for incarcerating 1,500 men. We should forgive her for the guy that you knew, that you had the evidence to prove that he was guilty, sitting on death row, and you left him in there. We should forgive you for that. We should forgive you for not prosecuting David Mnuchin because he helped 80,000 people lose their houses. We should forgive her for that. But we won't forgive R. Kelly. We won't forgive Bill Cosby. You see what I'm saying? We won't forgive Lil Johnny around the corner for selling rocks in front of your eyes. But we should forgive people that have impacted the African-American community, just like Biden. Let's forgive him for his crime bill. Think about that the next time you go visit your son who in jail for some crack rock for 40 or 50 years on something that it would have took a whole key of cocaine for somebody to get the same amount of time. Let's forgive them for that. If you waiting for me to forgive them, you'll die first.
And yeah, that was actually Steve Mnuchin. But I want to go to Q Cena. I hope I said that right. I just lost her comment. Let me get back to it. Q Cena, and forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. She says the birthers are hitting her hard. Every Black celebrity on IG are pulling for her. I was surprised to see DL Hughley rooting for her. Okay. Well, what did Malcolm X tell us about celebrities being our spokespeople? He says they will, trot out some celebrity and prop them up as our leaders. And so I just want to say, if we're looking to celebrities as leaders, hell, go on and vote for Kamala, because we're doomed any damn way. If that's what we're looking to lead us and to help us make decisions. And most of those celebrities probably won't even be affected by the policies or the things that her and Joe Biden will enact, just like they're not affected by the things that Trump does. And so what, they're pulling for her. What does that mean? Are we not thinking people? Do we not know how to think for ourselves? Do we not know how to go research and figure out things on our own? Do we need, I think we're having a little feedback, do we need memes and, a whole bunch of other stuff to educate us? Honestly.
Yeah, if you really look at this ticket, this is a mass incarceration ticket. If you look at the ticket, you got two people.
We should forgive them for mass incarceration.
Gotcha.
And while we at it, since we're gonna forgive some people, Donovan, let's forgive Big Meech. Can we send him home? He didn't kill nobody. He was just selling dope.
There, a great point. But at the end of the day, I'm going to say this. because I believe this is fundamentally true, and I wrote this in the comments. We here don't care who you vote for, okay? Write in a candidate, whatever you're going to do, but get into the process. Get into the process. And a lot of people, I'm going to stay home, whatever. To me, that's the wrong thing to do. Yes, I might hold the vote, but when I say hold the vote, what I'm saying when I say hold the vote is I'm not voting for Biden and I'm not voting for Trump, but I damn sure will write in Demetri K or the 5-star general for president.
Well, if we're going to forgive, let's forgive Trump. Let's forgive Trump for being him. Let's do that. She's forgiving Biden. I really thought she thought Biden was a racist. Let's forgive David Duke. We should have forgave Geronimo Pratt before he left. What about the Angola 3? Can we forgive them? Let's just be real about it, man. We forgive who we want, and when it comes to politics, we don't care how we are treated. So don't complain about reparations or none of that if you vote for that ticket, because you ain't getting it. You're not getting. They might give you a couple extra dollars for minimum wage, but reparations is out the window. It's out the window. So right now, dog, we're gonna take a commercial break, and we're gonna come right back in, and we're gonna finish up this good conversation.
November 3rd is election day in Harris County. It's time to do something different. 127 Civil District Court. Say, man, walk in the voting booth and rock with the 5-star general as we vote for Niall Copeland. 127 Civil District Court. Say, man, it's going down November 3rd, election day. Tell them the 5-star general sent you. You feel me?
So we back, man. I like where we at right now, talking about forgiveness, man. Let's forgive Chauvin for killing George. If we're gonna forgive, we should do it by the good book. Let's forgive all of them. But more importantly, she's running for vice president. I say forgive Trump.
Yeah, let's forgive Annette Klobuchar for not prosecuting Chauvin prior to killing George Floyd. Let's forgive her. Let's just clear the slate and start straight, and just hope that this white man is just going to reach out and we'll have that kumbaya moment and everything's going to be fine. Everything, we're going to take the Obama presidential picture when they get into office, and they'll put it back up on the wall, and we'll just do all that good stuff.
D, let me ask you a question, and I'm being dead serious because I don't know. Is Kamala black? What? I'm being honest with you. I don't know.
Well, me personally, I try to stay away from that because I feel that it kind of convolutes the issue. And that's just for me, because that's another conversation. What I was about to say, but her father is West Indian, Jamaican, and her mother is Indian. Now, on her on Kamala's birth certificate, from what I saw, her mother is listed as Caucasian, white. Now, I don't know if that was some sort of a automatic thing they did back in the day. I don't know, but so I guess you can stretch and say that she is black. She was born over here. Was she born in Berkeley? I think it was. Her dad.
Alameda County, Berkeley, around that area. I think Oakland. No. Actually, she was born in Oakland. I saw the birth certificate. It's Oakland. Yeah, Alameda County.
Alameda County. I was actually born in Alameda County as well. Where the Black Panthers are. Anyway, yeah. So I was actually born there. She's born in Alameda. So she's born here. She classifies herself as black. From what I understand, her father is, black. He classifies himself as black. So this is my thing. I don't try to get in to tell people what they can call themselves. You are what you say you are. If she's saying she's black now, I will say this. In the past, she has said that she went as the first Indian American female to win the Senate of California. So at some point in time, she was identifying as Indian, but she did go to Howard. So at some point in time, I would imagine, she identifies, but she says she's going to die black. So I like to leave it at that. I don't like to get in the habit of telling people what they are.
Yeah.
Tonight I'm white.
Yeah. Well, let me just say this. My mom kind of clarified it in that region. In the Caribbean, they usually say non-white. That's their term, non-white. So, and the term that she went to Howard, I hate when people say, oh, I went to a black college. You've got white people that go to black colleges. So it really doesn't matter, what I went to a, historically black college. That's great. That doesn't make you any more blacker or any more whiter than what you are when you went. So,
Now, as far as her for vice president, so let me be serious right now. I could have, even though I don't like her record, I could have envisioned her more as the attorney general and not the vice president. I'm being honest with y'all. The attorney general, you're a cop. You gotta have the mind of a cop. That's how I feel. But I just don't like the pick. I think a lot of people have their hopes up in the air, and whichever way it goes, I have to survive it for the next 4 years. Doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna make it regardless. No, if you made it through Reaganomics, if you made it through Ronald Reagan, you can make it through anybody. I'm gonna tell you that now. Reagan and Bush, you youngsters need to go have a seat, because you ain't seen nothing. But for me, I think that whether the brothers get upset about it, whoever gets mad about it, it's just politics, man. I mean, some of us gonna be on the winning end on that Tuesday, November 3rd. Some of us gonna be on the losing end. But I think some of these congressional races, these Senate races, these local races are the ones that are going to make and shape this country.
Yeah, and so just me personally, I think we should try to keep it about politics, because when we get off into what she's black, she's not black, she's white, she's Indian, it really distracts, because at the end of the day, let's keep it honest, they're pandering. They're pandering to black people. So I will concede that point as a total pander to black people. But I think we really should focus on the things that she's done, because those are, whether she's white, green, I mean, there's been a whole host of people in the White House that screwed black people over. So I think it doesn't really matter the color, but let's look at the things that she has done. And now, people, as you guys are saying we should forgive her and overlook it. But as I said on Damien's show the other day, Kamala's a liar. She's a flip-flopper. How is it that you accuse a man of, you said, I'm with the women. I believe the women when they were accusing him of being sexually inappropriate with them. She was going to stand with the women, and now she's standing with him literally. So to me, that is, they accuse Hillary of being a flip-flopper, and a whole host of other candidates of being flip-floppers. So I think those are the things we need to look at. As we said about earlier, she said he was a low-key racist, and now, she loves him. She's going to stand with him. And so I think those are the things we should really be looking at and ask ourselves, are we setting ourselves up to be duped once again? Because I believe that we are. You look at Joe Biden and Kamala's policies, they really don't even line up at all. It's like like wearing a polka dot and a zebra print sock together. Like they don't even match. So I think those are the things that we need to be looking at. Like what is her vice presidency, and ultimately her presidency gonna do to us as black people? Because Joe Biden is up there in age. Is he gonna be around for another 4 years?
Well, I have this question for you, and anybody out there that can answer this. And I just keep asking people about it. They need the reason why they're pandering to black people is because they need the black vote to get to the White House. I mean, they need the black vote to get there. That's why they have to, buck dance, and they're gonna get their glasses on and pull out their saxophone and do all that stuff to make us feel good, right? And we're like, oh yeah, child, yeah, I got my hot sauce. They're gonna do that, right? Could somebody please tell me, as Joe Biden has said, day one, he's going to do DACA, Dreamers, and LGBTQ communities agenda. So you mean to tell me the very people that can't get you to the White House, you're going to do for them and not do nothing for the very people that you are pandering so hard to in these last 80 days to get into the White House, and we get nothing. So those people that support the Biden ticket, please tell me, what are we going to get for giving our vote?
And let me just say this really quick. So Ebony, she says, I'm worried about my gun rights. Isn't Kamala trying to do away with a lot of legislation on gun control? So, I mean, I see that you have, you said Joe, Joe and the hoe. Oh my God. Okay, I read that wrong. Never mind, scratch it. That's what her profile picture says. Lord have mercy. Okay, let me go back to Reginald. It says, what does Joe Biden stand for? What's his agenda? And I think that's really a got you question to us, I think. But as
You want me to answer what he said? Not a goddamn thing.
Well, you just heard Donovan outline it. He says on day one, or within his 100 days of in office, he's going to do for DACA and LGBTQ, and he is going to, commission a study to see if reparations is feasible. Why do we need to study that when it's Black people that have helped him get to where he is now? Because Joe Biden's candidacy was dead in the water before he went to South Carolina. And so his agenda does not include doing anything for us at all. Well, he wants to do some gun control in our community and all that other stuff. I mean, it's like we've had enough of your tough on crime, you and Kamala, tough on crime policies in the Black neighborhood. So those are the things that he's talking about on his agenda. So obviously there's a whole host of things that he's talking about where we're talking about specifically for Black people.
Say, if you don't mind, can we take a trip down I-10 East for you guys? Let's go back down I-10 East. Let's go back into Houston, and let's talk about the fact that Ashton P. Woods from Black Lives Matter is on fire right now, and he has every reason to be on fire. The Houston Police Department has decided to hire 400 additional minority or Black police. I'm on fire with Ashton for a reason. Hold on, y'all. I don't want my computer to cut off. Because the city of Houston does not need more police officers. The city of Houston needs more resources in the communities. Now, guess who's standing with them to accomplish this goal? The Black pastors. You ain't got enough money yet. You don't need more cops. You got so many police organizations in Harris County that is unreal. But at the same time, you have no resources in the communities that are hit the hardest with crime. But you need 400, and some Black people gonna fall for that. And you're gonna go work up in that corrupt police department, then they're gonna turn you corrupt. And then you're gonna be in somebody's courtroom because you done made a bad decision and you ain't ready for it. But you know the one thing that's going to disqualify them from being a police officer, Demetri and Donovan? They said according to the way it's set up, it's their credit. Well, you ain't going to have too many of them applying for nothing right now because they ain't going to make it. So what's your ideologies on adding 400 new police officers when everybody in the city, now that's one thing I'll give all these groups that's out here fighting for change. We tend to all agree there needs to be more resources.
Well, so you said they're going to hire 400 additional officers of color?
Yes.
How? Isn't that against the law in some ways to say you're going to specifically hire our police officers of color?
Well, this is Dodge City, Houston, Texas. They make their own rules every day.
I'm just asking. I mean, I didn't know unless they have some sort of affirmative action type thing. I don't know.
If me and you decide to go and sue them in state, in the city courthouses down there, we ain't gonna win because they got all the judges on the payroll.
So you said, what's our ideology on them hiring 400?
I think it's racist.
It's racist to hire people, officers of color?
I think you need to hire officers that can actually do the job, and I really don't care what color they are. As I watch the internet and social media, I see, the cop the bald-headed cop, the white guy that's always in the black community. You know, it doesn't matter what color you are. You feel what I'm saying? Give them the proper training. And they could probably be great officers. Implement community policing. This will solve a lot of the issues. You see what I'm saying? They need diversity training. You know, if you're not an African American and you're working in an African American neighborhood, can you handle it when the sun goes down? Get rid of the scary cops. But I don't think that they should all be black. I think that's racist.
You know, and I just give my opinion before Donovan jumps in. I don't think it's racist because it has always been said we need people that look like us to police our own communities, because we know when other people who don't look like us go in there, they want to go in there like Billy Badass. Let me round up the Negroes and, you know, let me do this, that, and the other. Now, of course, there are some black officers that do the same thing. But, you know, I tend to think we need people that come from somewhat where we come from and they understand the things that are going on, right? You know, and somebody, I can't remember who it was, or maybe somebody on this show, but they said, like, let's say the officer comes from the community, he might recognize Mr. So-and-so from the community, and Mr. So-and-so has issues that aren't threatening. It's just he has maybe some disabilities or something. Now, a white cop that's not from the neighborhood, you know, might come in there and perceive him to be a threat, and then we know the story. We've seen that play out time and time again, but I don't think it's racist. I think we absolutely need to have people in our communities that look like us. Now, as far as that credit test, yeah, that's goes back to some of the stuff they were doing. And I call it the test because that's what they were doing to voters before voters' rights legislation was passed. You know, count the jelly beans and, you know, can you know, walk and talk at the same time, you know, all the literacy tests and stuff for people to vote. So, yeah, I definitely think that's a roadblock. So that's racist.
Yes, but even if you do have black cops,
let me finish. I'm sorry, let me cut you off. Okay. But I understand it because when I was a personal banker, I understood that you have to have good credit in order to work there, because if you have bad credit, I guess they may think that you're prone to stealing maybe, or, you know, you come into an opportunity to get a lot of cash, you might do something you're not supposed to do with it. So.
Right. So, you know, like what I was saying was, you know, even though, you know, they hire more black cops, I mean, some of the worst cops you have in police departments are black, and, you know, they be on black ass. Recently in Seattle, the top cop in Seattle recently resigned because the city council of Seattle cut the police budget. Val Demings, a former police officer, she said she is not for repealing qualified immunity. Kamala Harris, who was the top cop in California, was not for body cams, and she was not for releasing the list of the bad cops in California on that list, and all the corruption that was going on. So, I mean, like the 5-star said, I think it comes down to basically who is the best qualified and who is not the best qualified.
And let me go ahead and Morris, how you doing tonight? And I will concede your point. And I actually meant to mention that a minute ago. It is disrespectful to call Kamala Harris a hoe, because at the end of the day, what she did in her bedroom with whoever she did it with, that was her business. And I think we need to leave off calling her, you know, hoes and all of that stuff. Now, I know they did it to Melania, and I will say this too. I think we should have the same energy for when they're calling Melania hoes and, you know, posting her naked pictures all over the internet. I don't like it when they do it to her, and I do not like it when they do it to Kamala, because like I said a minute ago, we need to keep it about her policies. And we as black people, and I'm going to admonish you guys as black men, I'm not saying Donovan or Gary, but I'm going to admonish you guys, we need to get out of the habit of talking up under the clothes of our black women. Because if y'all don't respect us, nobody's going to respect us. You guys, you know, regardless of what she's done, now y'all got, not saying y'all, but certain people got these white people calling her hoes and, you know, Willie Brown's, you know, hoe and side piece and all that other stuff. I think that's deplorable. And I don't think we should continue talking about Kamala in those terms. Let's talk about her policies. Let's not do what they do to us. Let's not lower her to something that she doesn't even talk about. Like, she doesn't even talk about that, but we keep wanting to put that in the forefront of what she did with Willie Brown. and this is what I say too about people who are in the forefront. We know what they do because everybody sees their business. But what about people who aren't on TV or the internet? Whose husband are they screwing? Whose wife are they screwing? We don't know. But I wholeheartedly agree. We should stop calling her, names that are, pretty disgusting, if you ask me. So,
and I wholeheartedly agree with that. Now, if we're talking in context of her record and how she started her politics 16 years ago, yes, it's a known fact she had an affair with Willie Brown. And if you guys know who Willie Brown is, he was a very powerful politician here in California. Now, some of you guys, that is a factor for you guys to vote. And that's the information you need to go and research for yourself. But yeah, the derogatory terms of a hoe and the things like that, and I'm guilty of it. I've done it, in some shows, you're going to see me say it. But at the same time, though, she is now the nominee. She is now the nominee. I did everything I could to make her not be the nominee. So now this is the ticket you guys need to ride with, because I'm not going with this ticket. But this is the ticket. It is now set. Good luck. Let's move it forward.
So, Ms. Demetra, I have to fix this computer thing. I want to go back to the black cop issue if I can. I don't think.
Can we do a favor and take that off, Joe and the?
I don't see it.
It's you probably don't see it in yours, but we can all see it on the banner. See the banner that you have up there of Ebony.
Oh, Ebony Chadwick. Oh,
yeah, take that off.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, we'll take that off. Okay, we'll put this up for Mal. I want to go back to the black cop thing. That they have more than enough black officers. Whoever decides to place these officers in certain neighborhoods, it doesn't matter if they get 400 more. They're going to still place them the way that they want to place them. And we really don't have an issue with white cops until the sun goes down. Because you put them in these tough black neighborhoods and they can't handle it at night. We've expressed that to the city of Houston as well as to the police chief, that you need to put black officers in black neighborhoods, and they have more than enough. You see what I'm saying? And I just, at this moment, I don't agree with more cops, and I'm gonna leave that alone, and I'm gonna catch up with y'all.
All right. Well, it seems that we are at the end of our hour here, and so tomorrow we're having and this is kind of crazy. After I just said all that I said, we're gonna have Pastor Thaddeus Matthews on the show tomorrow. So please tune in. We're gonna try to talk to him about politics and just a whole host of things that are going on. He's a lot of fun, and so you guys please tune in and feel free to share that, as he's always a blast.
Yeah, well, I missed the last show. I was in the comments, but see, I love Thaddeus Matthews because he was the pastor that got into the Lorenzen Wright murder mystery, and he was calling it from day one. And Lorenzen wife was arrested here in Riverside County, down in Marietta, California, not far from where Demetra and I are from. And watching his video, I was deciphering this whole mystery. So I have a whole bunch of questions in regards to that. So you guys, please tune in tomorrow. That is going to be interesting because her co-conspirator decided to go to trial. So this case is not over, and it might bring out some things that Shara did not mention, because they say that she was one of the shooters, allegedly. So tune in.
All right. And then also we're going to be here 2 hours earlier. So 5, am I right, Gary? 5 Central Time and 3 West Coast Time. And then, obviously 6 Eastern Time. So we're going to be here tomorrow 2 hours earlier. 5 you guys' time in Central Time, and then they're on and their forth and all of that. So please be here.
Yeah, my man coming through tomorrow is going to be fun. A good way to end the week. It's been real serious this week, but the good pastor going to give it to you straight. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. If it ain't what you want to hear, We might have to put a disclaimer up tomorrow, but don't show up for this one because he will offend you. And I'm cool with that because I'm going to be laughing the whole time because he going to keep it 100. Do the research on your candidates and make sure that you're picking good people no matter what state you're in. And if you've been dealing with the same thing over and over and over and over and over, like Donovan say, the definition of insanity, then it's just time to pick some other people. If you would like to advertise on the War Zone, then make sure that you contact us and we'll have a discussion about that. Whatever your business may be, you know, just get in touch with us and we'll accommodate you. And make sure that today, just do this for me. You know, you get home or wherever you're at, you know, give somebody a hug. Give somebody a hug, man. Just try it. I mean, it actually works. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from anything that's bad for you. Let's keep our eyes on these school systems. Sports ain't that important in school right now if your kid's gonna be in danger. And just try to survive the pandemic. But remember, regardless of who the president may be, we will survive. We will survive. So let's not fall out because of who we decide and we want to support. Because no matter what you think about me and my change, I did not leave the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party left me many years ago. And that's how I feel about it, man. So with that being said, another spirited discussion with the best in the building. Magic, Jordan, and Bird. Say, man, it's the War Zone. It don't get no better. And tomorrow night, the cussing pastor and our good friend, Damian Thaddeus Jones, make sure you checking out my man podcast. He on fire, man. Gotta say thank you to my co-host, Donovan Sadiq, the Queen, Demetra K. Man, our computer wizard that helps us with everything behind the scenes, Marcus Guyton. And you know me, I am the 5-star general, and now I got it on my license plate. Until tomorrow night, I'll holler at you.